He's gonna redo it. It is what it is. People are gonna get pissed. You're gonna see it all over your social media. Want. What's going on, everyone? I said I wasn't gonna do political stuff, but not this early, at least. I wasn't gonna try and put out too much stuff politically minded, but it's kind of the easiest thing to talk about at the moment for me, at least, because I listen to a lot of it all day long. Between that and religion related, that's why those are the two topics in a sense that I'll focus on more than anything else when I talk. But I didn't want to flood everybody with political stuff, because people are kind of over that, yet they're not over that. So I figured I'd share some thoughts on Trump's ideas, or Trump's Muslim ban, or the refugee ban that he's put out. So the quote-unquote Muslim ban, I don't agree that it's a Muslim ban. However, I find it very strange that you put in, from what my understanding was, a clause that relates to exempting Christians. So why would you need to exempt Christians if it's not a ban against anyone if it's not a ban against Muslims? Muslims then has nothing to do with it. Since Muslims has nothing to do with it, Christians has nothing to do with it. That's what makes it hard to say that if it's not a Muslim ban, why do you have a provision related to Christians? And when you said on the campaign trail that you're going to call for a complete and total shutdown of Muslims entering into the country, you said you're going to shut down Muslims entering the country, and then I believe it was I think Giuliani said that you came to him and asked, how could you do this legally? This is what he stated. Maybe he misspoke, maybe he was incorrect, maybe that's not what you actually said. But you're calling for a complete and total shutdown of Muslims on the campaign trail, and then come in and ask, how can you do it legally? And then you put in a ban on refugees coming from these areas, which are predominantly Muslim, which we are bombing, and saying, no, you people from here are not allowed to come in for 6 months. You're predominantly Muslim, and I'm going to give a provision that exempts Christians who are under persecution over there trying to flee, that are coming over. But it's not a Muslim ban. It makes it's a little funny. Whatever. I don't believe that it's an actual Muslim ban, because it doesn't state that it is. So that's that. The other thing is, although I think it's constitutional, it doesn't really make sense to me. I'm for protecting our citizens. I'm for protecting myself and my family and everybody in America that's American and that's living here. I'm for protecting everybody in the world in general. But if our vetting process takes 2 years, then I wonder, are we putting a shutdown on the people who have waited out their 2 years, completed our vetting process, and are about to enter into the country? Is that who you're shutting down? Because you're not shutting down the people who are about to apply, because it's not like you apply and you get right in. If it's a 2-year vetting process, then are you saying that 2-year process is not strong enough? And if so, then you're saying that you're suggesting strengthening, but what are you strengthening? I'm all for it. You want to protect by doing a stronger vetting? Cool. But if you're going to ban people from coming in, are you banning those people for now who are right there? In a sense, the people who are 6 months away are just going to have to wait an extra 6 months anyway. They have to wait no matter what. They're not coming right in yet. So it's not going to matter to them. It's really just on the people that are immediately coming in. And if the people that are immediately about to enter in are the people who are flooding in and committing crime or whatever, or that you're afraid of committing these terrorist acts, then you're saying that they started 2 years ago planning how they're going to do it? Like, oh yeah, in 2 years, this is definitely all still going to be going on. So like by then when you get cleared in, then you're going to go do your attack. I guess maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there's information out there that I haven't come across, but I haven't heard it presented as a counter argument that the people that are coming in had waited out their 2-year process, completed the refugee process correctly, and are still here carrying out like massive attacks. I'm pretty sure there are a few. I'm not even pretty sure. I know that there are a few. We all know that there were a few. But they don't seem to address the fact that these people have already completed a 2-year process. Are you saying that that process is not good enough? People relate to Obama and his thing, and it's like, oh, you say he did the same thing? Well, no, he didn't. And you know he didn't when you hear the argument. My issue is when you hear this, you don't say anything. You don't counter argument it. You just say, yeah, it was the same thing. He didn't ban people. He cut the number down, whatever. That's what people do. He cut the number down. That's fine. I'm fine with cutting the number down. But that's strengthening the process. So I kind of wonder, what was the process like before that? Maybe it was still the same length of time. This is something I do have to look up. But what was the process before that, and what was the process like after? What changed? What did they add in, if it's even available for us to see? But that's what you're calling for. That makes sense. But when you're going to ban, then it's really only putting a ban on the people who have already completed the process, unless I'm mistaken on how it works. Maybe they get in here and get to hang out until their process completes, but I don't think that that's what it is. Maybe it is. But when we're letting in 10,000, capping it at 50 or whatever, and you're like, oh, well, that's fair. That's fair to do. Like, okay, cool. You want to put a cap on it, cool. But, like, how far are we over that on a general basis anyway? Is the 2-year process bringing in, are we getting, like, do we have 70,000 applications that got put in today, like, all waiting now, which are in 2 years, all of you get let in? Like, I don't think that that's how it's working. If it is, I haven't seen it yet. I haven't really looked, can't front. But I haven't even heard it posted as like a counter argument in any post that I've seen that goes in on this. I will share some of the sources that I've heard on this at least. But like I said, I'm completely for protecting people. You want to put on a more stern process for getting in here together? Cool, do it. To me, it's separation in a way, but I get it. You still got to protect people. You got to protect people. But if the 2-year process that we have is already, I'd have to call it good, because there's been more success than failure from it. Yes, everything is going to have some type of a casualty involved, but it's not like since 9/11 we've been bombarded with like attack after attack after attack. And if so, I'm pretty sure the stuff that I heard on this says that it wasn't coming from the countries that we banned. So it's weird. I'm not understanding exactly what the point is of doing this, aside from him just saying, oh, well, I said I was going to do this and I did it. Okay, but like, are you doing it for no point? Like, is there no real reason to do this? Is this actually not going to hurt us, really, in any way, shape, or form, aside from causing uproar in the media? It's kind of what it seems like it's doing. Because when you think about it, you're banning the people who have already completed the process, so it sucks for them that they're not going to get in. That sucks. But it's waiting an extra 6 months for people who have already cleared the process. So I'm not really worried then either. And then at that point, we're just going to have to double who we're letting in, because those people who had already waited 6 months will now have completed their time and will also be ready to cross over. Unless you're going to, at the end of now, they're investigating into, going to add on to it, then all right, that's kind of annoying, I guess, for them, but it is what it is. You have to do this to prove what you got to prove. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. I'm all for it. All for strengthening our vetting process. But I feel like the ban is just, I'm trying to flex my power. Show you that I'm going to stick to my word. I'm not a standard politician, but I'm doing standard politician-like things. But it's going to come back in. It's constitutional. It's going to happen. He's going to redo it. It is what it is. People are going to get pissed. You're going to see it all over your social media. Wah, wah, wah. But I don't even think it's going to be that serious. I don't see how it's going to be that serious. It just sounds bad on paper. Oh, you're doing this against these people because they practice this religion. But you're going to cover it up by putting it in words that don't say that. Okay. That way you win the argument. We can't say that you actually said this or you actually implemented this, but everything points to you did. Let me know what you think. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. All my new subscribers, for some that I can see, I will generally subscribe back. At least if you have some type of content, I will. Others are friends, but thank you. Hope you have a good Friday. Had a good Friday. Enjoy.